I love a good thrift store. That's anybody who knows me knows that, before the pandemic, I used to visit a thrift store at least once a month, because I always find that whenever you go to a thrift store, you can find something unique, something that's affordable, and also I don't want to sort of support fast fashion, because as we know, fast fashion is not very good for the environment. It's good for your wallet, but not very good for the environment. But even, like I said, my whole outfit here is thrifted. You don't really see that it's old. You don't really see that, it's thrifted. It still looks pretty decent. So one of the things that I love about thrifting.
Okay, the thing is, right, when it comes to visiting thrift store, well, you just mentioned that you're not shy. You're like, yeah, I just visited a thrift store. I will go out there. I will still go and buy all these pre-loved and second-hand items, but there's some people around the world as well, they feel shy coming out of a closet and saying that this is actually second-hand or third-hand, so on and so forth. Were you like that, or?
No, I wasn't. I was very proud to say that, I got this top for I think $10, this pants for $10.
Why?
That's, to me, it's a shame on you for not wanting to save a buck. But even, as you said, last time, perhaps 10 years ago, people were a little bit shy to talk about, they go to thrift stores, but now thrift stores are popping up everywhere. We have them, a physical store, we have them online, we have celebrities selling their secondhand items, and even a survey that was done in 2019, about 40% of Gen Z were buying more secondhand items as compared to 2018. So this shows that our generation of people are supporting the secondhand movement or the thrifting movement. And we actually have a new application, a new platform for you guys to buy your secondhand items. I personally have put or park my items in the store. It's super easy to use. They are convenient as well. So we're gonna have the man itself give us some tips, because you need some tips, right, Brandon?
I believe I do. Yes, please bring the person on right now. So let's go.
We want to invite the co-founder of Thrifty, Azriel Hara Hub, thrifting, talking about thrifting and what actually, how can thrifting be sustainable and help sustainability to achieve
achieve your goal, environmentally friendly, so on and so forth. So welcome to the show, sir.
Okay, thank you for having me here. Yeah, so basically thrifting, what are the benefits of thrifting? One, like you guys mentioned already, we can reduce waste. So, when it comes to producing new clothes, so it takes up a lot of power, coming from manufacturing, producing, packaging, distributing. So with all this power, power comes basically from coal. So it takes up a lot of energy. So it could cause a lot of carbon emission going out towards the environment. And second thing is, when we want to decompose clothes, after we use it up, if it's the material is made up from synthetic material, which derive from petrochemicals, it could take forever for it to decompose. So basically, what we as Thrifty, what we're trying to say here is that we want to spread the awareness of actually thrifting is actually very important. Everyone should do it. Do it at your own capacity, at your own minimal, effort. So it is very important, and it's not only that. Carbon emission, that's one. And second is water. So actually, fast fashion used up a lot of water, and it caused a lot of pollution. Basically, to produce one piece of T-shirt, it could take up 2,700 liters of water, just cotton shirt, and 7,500 liters of water to produce jeans. And not only that, when you produce jeans, there's a lot of dye being used up, and this dye goes into the goes into the environment, goes to the sea, the soil, and not only that, the microfibers from the clothes itself goes up goes to the sea, and all these fish, they eating up all this, So at the end, and we eat the fish. At the end of the day.
It's a whole cycle idea.
It goes back to us.
And it's actually insane. We don't think about things like this. We're not trained or taught to think about. We're obviously taught about recycling,
plastic bags,
and all that. But we don't think about how clothes actually affect the environment, and we keep buying and buying and buying, and then not only create a lot of waste, we're also subconsciously or unsubconsciously polluting the environment.
Yeah.
That's not okay, Brandon.
Yeah, cluttering our closets. Most of the time where, I don't know about Zoe, but me, when I buy a cloth, I'm confirm going to use a cloth. But if I don't use a cloth, then my mom's going to nag and be like, you better get rid of the cloth, you better go and donate it because you're not using it. And I'm sure people out there as well, because statistics came in saying the fact that lots of people, when they buy what they don't actually use, because they see, they fall in love and they buy, and then that's it.
Yep.
And then they don't sell it, they just put it in their closet, and then it's history.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, and you mentioned that we have to actually, get involved when it comes to this particular campaign or activity, so on and so forth. But is it a mindset thing when it comes to thrifting? Some people would say, maybe don't sell the pre-loved item, because why would you want to give somebody, or sell it, or sell this item? It doesn't even look good. Do you feel great getting money out of something that it's not at 100%? What do you have to say about this? Is this a mentality thing?
I think the mentality has changed, like even long time ago. Styles is very subjective. So depending on the individual. So let's say if you go to a thrift store, you might think that this kind of fashion, like who would wear it?
Yeah, exactly.
Like you wouldn't wear it, but there's actually a community or like a group of people who would wear it.
Yeah.
So that's why example I'm going to put is, let's say vintage items. Like you see, even though there's like tear here and there, but you don't understand the value. But let's say if it's a Metallica T-shirt.
Oh, then
right?
everybody's going to buy it, isn't it?
Yeah, even though there's a like small minor tear, people would still buy it, because like who would print new Metallica T-shirt now?
Right.
So that piece is probably like in the 90s. So there's a value for every styles, design. So even the material. So a lot of material these days, they are 100% cotton, but back then it's like 50% polyester and 50% cotton, which is to some people is more comfortable to wear. So there's a lot of I'm going to say it's very subjective. Yeah, depending on the buyer itself.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, like I mentioned earlier, the report by ThreadUp is actually a resale company. So they reported that Gen Z is actually buying more and more secondhand clothes or secondhand items. We don't want to just categorize thrifting as clothes. A lot of people don't realize that thrifting can also be appliances.
Yes. Yep.
Can also be household items. We have Facebook Market now that purposely sells furniture, purposely sells electronics. As a guy, you would relate to buying secondhand technology, right? Maybe
technology, maybe even
laptop.
football boots. All these kind of things. Everything, goes in there. Pre-loved items and so on and so forth.
Exactly. So, in your opinion, why or how has thrifting become popular, over the years as compared to, let's take it back maybe five or 6 years ago.
Okay. So with Gen Z, they are the generation of, they like to express themselves, and they are heavy on the social media side. So they have a very, loud voice because of social media. So everything they do, it can get really hyped quickly. But the thing with Gen Z is they're willing to learn. And I guess the reason that they're willing to learn because of, there's a lot of, especially with technology these days, to learn something is very easy for them. So they are aware of how fast fashion is affecting the environment. So they are taking their effort, minimal effort, or as much as they can do to protect the environment, because these people, they'll be the next ones going to live. So, of course, they want the three benefits that these people like from thrifting is basically, for them to personally practice sustainable behavior. Second is affordability. So, Gen Z, right? You just, you're still in school, probably you don't have a lot of money, but you still want to style yourself. And third is being creative. So, what they wear is also an expression of themselves. So they can't afford to, buy like new, let's say if you were to buy a 100 ringgit t-shirt, So that's only like new. So that's only one piece. So with thrifting, you could, get like 5 of those, something like that. So they like to express themselves in a fashion way and also be different from other people. So if you go thrifting, there's not a lot of like variety of sizes. If you go to new places, yeah, of course you can get MS, but this one is like one piece, one kind.
Yeah.
So that is something that they like.
Yeah.
So they are the, I'm going to say that like they are the game changer in the thrifting industry.
Interesting.
Yeah, Gen Z. Okay, let's go thrifting. I have to go and visit Zoe, but I'll just try to do maybe something online first. But that's the thing. There are pros and cons when it comes to thrifting, right? Now, we spoke about the environment. Of course, it's not enough. We got to keep going on and on about this to create some awareness. But personally, what do you like about thrifting?
What I like about thrifting is I enjoy the process. Basically, the experience of going through, piece by piece. Even though it takes up a lot of time for me, but it could be a hobby. But honestly, it's an addiction for some.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's the thrill of finding the treasures. Thing that you didn't expect to find. Let's say if. In some cases, you could find branded items placed at a cheap 5 ringgit. So yeah,
And
like,
you'd be like, oh my gosh.
I think my favorite thing about thrifting is that I can get a good quality piece of jean jacket for literally 5 ringgit.
5 ringgit. You
For
gotta
5
be kidding
ringgit,
me.
yes, you can get it for 5 ringgit. And most, if it's like a branded one, it's 20 ringgit. Or if you go to a fancier thrift store, it's 50 ringgit, right? So those are, we're talking about in-store thrift stores,
Right.
Physical thrift stores, the one that are like Pasar Motor. But for Thrifty, is actually 100% an online platform, right? What are the benefits of having an online platform such as Thrifty?
Okay, actually with online, I mean, obviously you can browse through any items that you want any day, any time that you want. And another thing is with Thrifty, you could also sell your pre-love. And I'm going to say like most thrift stores, they don't accept pre-love, buy pre-love. Because most of this pre-love are actually imported from overseas. But with Thrifty, you can sell your pieces over there. We'll basically monitor the transaction. So we have an app payment to make sure security is basically tight. So from as soon as the buyer purchase those items, then the seller will put the tracking there. So we want to be basically a broker for those too. So to make sure that there's no scams, anything funny going on.
Okay.
Interesting.
So we got to go and check you out, of course, and you're on social media also as well. We can find the benefits of it and what can be thrifted and what we can actually buy. What is your social media handle, especially on Instagram, where consumers can actually go and check you out and find out all the good stuff on social media?
So on Instagram, our Instagram is Thrifymy, THRYFFYMY. And also you can also find us on Google and Apple Play Store. Just type Thrifty, it'll be there.
Yeah. So if you lost your way, you can also check us out. That is freshbrew_RTM, and we'll put up a link there, and we'll tag Thrifty so that you can actually go and check them out.
Exactly. So before we go, do you have any final tip for thrifting newbies such as Brandon? Whenever they want to go on Thrifty or any other thrifting stores, any tips?
Scroll, click, purchase.
Love it. Scroll, click, purchase.
Okay. So one is, you have to understand the price of those items. Let's say, you have to compare, because some people they might price it a bit too close to the new items. So you have to be smart with the pricing, of course. But certain items, if it's vintage, it's going to be like could be like in the hundreds.
The market will be there.
The market will be there. And second is, don't get too addicted to it. Like it can be you can. What do you call that? Like impulsive buying.
Correct.
So just
Some would call it therapy.
Yeah, some would call it therapy.
Retail therapy.
Retail therapy. So whatever. Even though you do have a lot of budget to spend, but remember that those clothes from your closet has to be out.
Yeah.
So remember to sell that out, and you can also list with us.
I love it.
Yep.
Well,
Okay.
thank you so much again, Azriel. Guys, don't forget to check out Thrifty if you guys want to, check out some thrifting items at the convenience of your fingertip. Now, speaking of fingertips,